the court facilities as well as the intake and outtake portions of the detention facility, which tied right into the other one. And then I was design and construction project manager for the Aliante library, which we built, which was absolutely
in North Las Vegas.
Right. And then also the Alexander Library, a couple other ones.
Why did you choose not to go for 30 years in the Air Force?
Actually, that was not my decision.
It was theirs.
It was theirs. At the time, they were on the up or out.
Right,
system.
and you were only a major.
And I was a major. I did not get promoted to lieutenant colonel because of some things that happened with assignments and stuff like that. I wouldn't go back and do it over again. I think the places that my wife and our family went and were assigned, we had none that I would say were bad. They were all different levels of good to absolutely excellent. We spent, in the 20 years, we spent over half of it overseas. Japan, Germany, Spain.
Did you learn any of those languages?
Oh yeah, a little bit of each to get along. The Japanese probably less. Less because it was a little bit, quite a little bit foreign. The German.
English is Germanic.
Right. But our background also being German too. We picked that up a little bit better. And then I did 2 years of Spanish in high school and kind of almost forgot it until I got to Spain. And then I could understand quite a lot and I could converse somewhat, but it was fun.
The world is a big place with a lot of problems. Why do you dedicate so much of your time to veterans' issues and causes?
Payback. That's it. I believe that we as veterans, if we don't help ourselves, there's not a whole lot of people out there that will, jump up and help us.
You see the way not only they treated you guys coming home from Vietnam, but the way they're treating the guys coming home now, it's quite incredible.
That's it. And you go back and you look. My wife and I volunteer at the Nevada State Veterans Home. We do a lot out at the Veterans Cemetery and stuff. And it's all payback. It's all veterans have worked. Veterans and our troops, and they're currently working over there. They sacrifice their lives in some cases. They sacrifice their families,
their mental well-being, their
bodies,
mental
well-being, everything. They're over there, and why are they over there? Do they want to be over there? Most of them don't. We don't love war. We don't promote war. But there are times when you have to have warriors to be able to preserve what we stand for and our benefits and all of the privileges that we have in this country. And so my adage is, you don't love war, but please love the warrior. Love and support the warriors. And that's what we do actually in the VFW. We do a lot to support the community, but we're also doing a lot to support the veterans and their families. The VFW is always fighting to keep the benefits that we have, and they're always trying to attack them. Like right now, they're looking at trying to take away or reduce the retirement benefits for retirees. Like I spent 20 years 20 years.
You made a contract with them. They
You
should.
made a contract.
You made a contract with us, I should say.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've heard it said, and this is patently true, that a veteran is someone that at one time in their life signed a blank check to the U.S. government for anything up to and including their life. And they've gone out and they stood by it. Now we need the country to stand by those people when they're coming back. We have the Patriot Act and stuff where they're supposed to be guaranteed jobs when they come back. It's not happening. These kids are coming back from overseas. They've got PTSD problems. They've got traumatic injuries.
In prior wars, most of these guys would have just been dead. Those 57,000 guys that died in Vietnam or whatever it was.
58,000.
Something like that. You know, we would have lost that many in Iraq, but, you know, emergency medicine has improved to the point where they're still living.
That's true. And pretty much that started in Korea with the advent of using helicopters.
For medevac.
For medevacs. They'd go out, pick them up, bring them back in. You saw the survival rates start in Korea to go up. And in Vietnam,
even more.
They went up even more. Nowadays, they've got flyaway hospitals. They've got flyaway.
So the guy gets in the helicopter and he's in the ER as he's on the way to the hospital.
Correct. They go out, they'll pick them up. They got a large helicopter with an emergency room in the helicopter. They bring them back in with a smaller helicopter. They drop them off. They get him into this. While they're transporting him back to the hospital, they're actually working on him, stabilizing him, doing all kinds of emergency medical techniques on him. So they're coming out of there with more severe injuries, brain injuries. I mean, like you say, before they would have been dead. Now they're coming back out. They save them,
but then we throw them out on the streets to die in the rain.
Correct.
You volunteer a huge number of hours to these causes. How long do you expect to keep it up?
As long as I can.
So as long as you're physically and mentally capable, you plan. If you're 89, if you're 97, and you still can, you totally will.
That's it. Again, it's payback. Why people ask me why I do it, and I tell them, I just hope and pray that when I need the help, there'll be somebody there to help me. And that's kind of what I do it for.
So is it, the reason that you just said seems more self-serving than the reason that you said a moment earlier, okay? So which is more real? Is it really you're just like, you're paying your insurance premiums, or you're just taking care of guys who desperately need it?
I think for me, it's the latter. I get more out of it by helping somebody. Like when my wife and I go up on Tuesdays to the veterans home and pass out ice cream to the residents up there. People ask, do you ever get thanked for your, for what you do? And I say, yeah, that's my thanks right there. To see a smile on their face. We've had people up there that are getting down to the point where they are having trouble eating, and
my dad's almost there.
They don't want to eat. But when we walk in there, we have one person that I can think of, and she was a jewel. But if I walk in there and I'd say, I got your ice cream, I got your favorite again, she'd perk up and she'd eat that ice cream when she wouldn't eat anything else. The nurses and the CNAs and everybody they love to see us come in because of that. We're able to get them, make their day a little bit happier. But in some cases, we're able to get them to eat an ice cream where they won't eat something else, and it helps. It helps.
Going back to what you were just describing, this woman who ate her ice cream or whatever, the other people that you take care of, try to describe in a way that someone who's never served anything other than their own narrow self-interest might be able to understand. What do you get out of it? Why? What, what does it feel like? What do you think? What do you feel? What do you get out of it?
Well, a lot of people do things because they want to get paid.
That's what most people are doing right now.
They want to get paid. They want to get paid dollars. As a volunteer, your pay is zero. We always say it'd be nice if they triple our pay, but tripled zero is still zero. So we're not doing it for the pay. To me,
So why are you doing it?
to me, my pay is seeing a smile on their face, is having them say thank you for being here,
For half a cup of ice cream.
for a piece of for a piece of ice cream, for taking them out on an outing, because we do. They average 25 outings a month up at the Veterans Home that they can sign up for to go on these outings, and we have the volunteers go out.
And the home couldn't do it without the volunteers.
That's it. I mean, the home can't do. The home is actually the #1 rated veterans home in the entire nation. They couldn't have that without having the volunteers there. They couldn't complete their job without having the volunteers there.
Please pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, of the projects, the list you gave me of the things, the accommodations you have, the projects you work on. It's quite extensive, and it uses all the government acronyms and such. It's a little difficult to understand. But pick 2 or 3 and tell us that are most important to you, most central, most seminal.
Do you mean on what I did on the Air Force?
No, what of your this page, the volunteer stuff.
Volunteer stuff. That's a lot.
Yeah, try and narrow it down to, even if it's 1 or 4, whatever, that stand out as being big.
Well, probably the large or the biggest is
Big for you is what I mean.
is volunteering at the Veterans Home. And like I said, my wife and I, we've lived in Boulder City since 1983. The home came in back in 2002. So it's been, we've been there the whole time. We started out there volunteering even, when it first opened. One of the things that we did was we started worked on starting the Nevada Veterans Assistance League, which is a 501c3 that works directly with the residents at the Veterans Home. What its goal is basically is to provide for special needs for the residents.
Like?
We've gotten barbecue grills for up there. We purchased a special, what they call a Broda chair. It's a special wheelchair that they couldn't get through the
procurement.
Procurement. There weren't funds available for it, but we had the funds in the.
What does it do that's so special?
It totally changes the life of the person that's in it. It's an encompassing type chair that they feel a person that has a tendency to tip or be where they're falling forward. It takes care of that. You can adjust it. One person with that like a caregiver with that chair, it's it's much easier to
To
get
get them in the
individual
shower
around,
or whatever.
to get them around. You can take the chair right into the shower, into a wheel-in shower, and leave them right in the chair.
And turn the water on.
And turn the water on. It's totally, and you've got different things that you can put on it, like it's got the like tray, and it's a specially made tray with lips on it and stuff, so that they don't have a tendency to knock things off of it. But it's the safety that they feel. It's the support that they feel, and how they're able, even later on, they're able to move it around, because you can adjust it down lower where their feet can touch the ground, and they can actually move it with their feet much easier than having to, if they can't coordinate to do the wheels like you would normally move a wheelchair, being in a wheelchair.
And how much does one of those cost?
It was almost $4,000.
And how much is the